Come on. Championship, baby. Hey, everybody, welcome to 400 Smith and Watch Along. I'm Tommy C. right here. This is my friend here. 400 Nick of mighty old England. And we're here. Forget this, Nick. There is no other game, including the Champions League and the World Cup final, that earns a team more money. Did you know that? Than this particular game. If you count the TV stuff, the parachute payments, the potential earnings, and how off the buy, there isn't a game in the world that's bigger than this professionally that brings the dough like this one. This is it. This is what it's all about. So how do you like that for a cool fact?
Yeah, it's pretty. It really sets the stakes high then when you really think about it. It's like these teams are like they're facing Premier League and lots of money, or potentially having a very expensive season where they're not going to get the payoff at the end of it.
This is it. For all the marbles. This is weird for me as an American that the third place finish is like the most exciting. You know, and I was here last year. I watched this game last year with Luton's promotion, which was a fantastic game. And this year we're going to stream it. Last year we did the Pokal. I screwed up the catch. For you, wonderful.
Leeds United with their 90 points. Normally that's enough, but not this time.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
The national anthem will be
performed
by Naomi Simon. It will be signed by Dave Shields.
No, they shouldn't.
I miss it. Back home. I don't see why you guys don't do it.
Diminishes it. Why do you have it for everything? It should be for special occasions.
Because it's fucking America.
Yeah, this ain't fucking America. This is where our national anthem means something. We win out when there's a momentous occasion, not just some throwaway song that plays every single bloody day.
My father died. Land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside. Get this, red coat. Let freedom ring. Hear that? I know you're not so familiar.
You were fighting for though, was it? It was just treason.
What?
You were free.
You
had your own bloody country. All we wanted was money for helping to fight off the bloody French for you. But no,
and then we did it.
Yeah,
that's also American blood. You're welcome. That's what happened. We fought off the French for you. It was like, what do we need them for?
Yeah, we funded it, and then we asked for some money in return, and then you all told us to piss off. Englishmen that had gone over the seas to that bloody land, and then you treasonous bastards decided to kick it and fucking attack us. For what?
Well, you should
some money.
With the taxes.
We were after funding your bloody war against the French.
It's our blood. Now we don't need you.
You'd be speaking French right now if it wasn't for our money. How horrific of a thought is that?
I'd rather speak German.
Look at Canada. You could have had that. You could have been Canada.
It's only one section of Canada. Nobody likes
it. Because they speak French.
I like the French.
There was a whole country of that.
I like the French.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I actually do.
No one likes the French.
You don't like the Parisians. That's what you don't like. It's different.
French. All the same to me. They all look the same.
Oh, the boys, Southampton. We haven't announced the games. Leeds versus Southampton. I just want to point out that Southampton actually beat them twice in this particular championship season. So I know all the bookies are pushing for Leeds I guess it's more the celebrity team, so to speak. But Southampton's handled them throughout the season. They just, let me see, we finished right next to each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
So,
Leeds are the bookie's favourite because on paper they do have like the more talented squad, and they spend a fair bit of money for the championship in the summer on building this squad as well. But and yeah, obviously Southampton have won twice against Leeds, but we've seen it in lower tiers. You saw Oxford United had lost twice to who did they play? Bolton in the final, but they beat Bolton in the final. Braintree obviously lost twice to Chelmsford in the league, beat them in the playoffs. So who knows? Maybe third time is the charm for some sides, and maybe third time will be the charm for Leeds today.
Am I crazy for thinking this is kind of even up though? This is a very equal match, and anybody can go away with it.
Oh yeah, I think this is certainly one of the closest finals we've got coming. You know, people talk about Leeds getting 90 points, which is like a really good achievement, but Southampton weren't that far behind themselves.
No, they weren't.
They're also like a quite a good squad for this league themselves. Martin's done a pretty good job. He's shown himself to be an interesting manager at that level, so I think certainly it is a lot. It should be a very close contest today.
I hope it's as good as last year, because last year was really special, and I do love this game. I remember thinking, we should run a watch along on the sucker like last year. Well, it's raining. Typical England.
If there's anything controversial,
and Leeds
Couldn't
gets
have
off
it any
the
other way.
It's rock and roll. I'll get that scoreboard as soon as I can for all you people on YouTube.
For both teams, the supporters have made it here. Now, what will this game produce?
Here we go.
Well, it's an exceptional game. I don't think there's a doubt that we've got the two best teams behind Leicester.
Baby.
Contest in this
Let's
final.
do this onside.
Two brilliant jobs these managers have done. What they walked into last summer, very difficult circumstances, and all they'll be praying for now.
I will say this
and
though. Well, I was talking with Ben, and he likes the oh, here we go. Leeds moving in the box, but it looks like we go out for a goal kick. I was talking to Ben, and he really appreciates like the German crowds, and I like the German crowds too. But I don't know, there's nothing like the Rockets, especially in the championship. I don't like the football violence. Didn't he coach in Germany last year?
Yeah, he's German himself.
Yeah.
He was Mönchengladbach manager last season. Leeds' record in the playoff in the past has not been very good, so that's another factor to consider. Is they're just historically bad in the playoffs. Last time they got up to the Premier League, they won the league, but the season before that, they got playoffs and they lost.
We were wondering tactically, weren't we, what these teams were going to do. They both have the possibilities of changing it. I'm really glad.
Yeah, before Mönchengladbach, Daniel Farke was Norwich manager and got them promoted out of the Championship. So
quality manager.
yeah, he's pretty good.
I'm really pleased he stuck to his guns here.
Well, for this level at least.
No, there's just something about the fans and the intensity. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it's not that way. That's right. I don't hate German football. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but it's the English is just much cooler. I like little things about. I like all our pyrotechnics in the States and all that overdone fucking Americana horse shit. I like the way the English fans are. They're also the funniest fans in football. I like
those are just different cultures, isn't it?
Yeah, I like. Well,
really.
I think there's a. Well, I argue against. See, I'm for pro rel, but I'm not for pro rel in the States, or at least for MLS. Because I want the cultures to be different. I think that's more interesting than if everybody does everything like the English. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
I'm fine with it being in the MLS. Yeah, create something different to check out.
Isn't it cool? Like the Belgian League's different than. Here we go. Leeds got an opportunity. They're building an attack. Come right to the top. The circle shot goes wide.
In the end, doesn't trouble McCarthy, but that could have been trouble for Southampton.
Yeah, they were very patient, Leeds. They had plenty of possession, and then finally they got Rutter in the pocket. Archie Gray picks it up.
Right back, Archie Gray, 18 years old, didn't get a good foot on it.
Been one of the bright sparks for Leeds this season. Be interesting to see if he sticks around if they fail to go up this year. I could see him having suitors with the season he's had.
This season, they didn't have more of the ball against Leeds in the 2 regular season games, and I wonder whether that was slightly by design.
Southampton did the double over Leeds United in the regular season. The only team to do that to Leeds. That first win in particular at St Mary's in September was a huge win for Russell Martin because questions were being asked of him.
Look like a handball.
Losing the previous 4
Mr. 20 number.
in style that day, albeit the Leeds back 4 was a patched up back 4.
Yeah, just looking at Southampton in possession.
Yeah, I thought Wilfried Gonto of Italy had a bit of a handball they got away with there. But that's just me.
Crescencio Somerville back into his own half. That battle, that's a key individual battle in the game.
I don't know. Why don't they have like a name? He was named times like this. Like, why don't we call this finals week or something in Europe? It's pretty much finals week around the world in a lot of cases.
Because there's not really like a week of finals.
Kind of weekend. It's been all weekend's been finals. Scottish final, FA Cup final. We got this final, Mexican final. Tons of finals. Good stuff.
Suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what difference it would make.
Branded, be American. You know we watched last night when you went to bed, USL. And Leach was going berserk like this corner kick brought to you by, insert company. And he thought that was the funniest thing he'd ever seen.
Well, it is ridiculous.
Hey.
Like everything, like every small part of the game has to be like sponsored. Why? It's just stupid.
I don't know. I just think that I find that stupid for guys that you guys put companies on your shirts. That's like a sin. To put that on like New York Yankees uniform, like to put it on like New York Rangers or any like major league team, that would be disgracing the uniform.
Yeah, but I feel like it's been going on for far too long for like it's at a point where no one really gives a toss.
I'd rather have that than I'd rather have the corner kick brought to you by Siemens than stuff on your jersey. But I've gotten used to the stuff on the jersey, I guess. I never thought I would.
I don't know. You can add a bit to shirts sometimes, depending on the sponsor. You get a good sponsor on a shirt, it adds to the look of the shirt. You get the State Farm water break in the 20th minute. It's like, what the fuck was that added?
Oh, here we go. Shot easily dealt with by McCarthy. Well, they're getting shots. They're not quality shots, but you got to figure the dam's going to break for Leeds if they keep getting those opportunities. They haven't really tested McCarthy yet.
Yeah, and the thing is, Leeds' like biggest strength, I think, is this attack. You've got Somerville on the left, who's been arguably the best player in the league this season. You've got Willie Gnonto on the right side, who has shown in the Premier League and in this level he's a very talented attacking player. And then in the middle of those two, you've got Rutter, who was like made the team this season as well. He's been in fantastic form. So there's definitely a lot of danger when Leeds go forward. So it's going to be a tough job to hold them out.
Rutter trying to trick his way through. Rutter's back for more. That's Downs and Southampton, who look a little bit rattled here from the off.
Plus, you add to that, Daniel Farke historically has always had really good attacks in his sides. It's like the defensive side of the pitch where Farke's had issues in the past.
And this is Gnonto on his weaker side, just doesn't get the accuracy or the power. But it's a brilliant start from Leeds.
Leeds is really a classic English club. I mean, they've been around for a long time, right?
Yeah, it was. A lot of people kind of celebrated it when they came up last time because they'd been out of the Premier League for so long, but they're like one of those historically like big sort of clubs. You know, they've got a big following. Like everyone sort of knows Leeds,
Yeah,
despite the fact they haven't been around in the top league for a long time. So there was some sections of people who were kind of happy to see them back in the big time, like what they did with Forest when Forest came back up.
A word from the referee and nothing more.
Well, you can see there, Leeds United, it's not just the fact that they're having
But a loss today could be a disaster for either of these. I know financially neither of them are in amazing positions if they fail to go up. I believe Leeds are in a position where they'd have to sell a lot of their players if they don't go up because they financially can't afford to like keep the team if they don't get the Premier League money. I know Southampton were having money issues last season in the Premier League when they were going down.
Is it me or does Leeds look like the faster team?
Drop of the shoulder from Stevens.
Yeah, I think that would be a fair assumption. So, yeah, Southampton have been very slow out of the blocks here, but then that seems to be Russell Martin's style. He's a lot more... he's kind of boring, I find. But it's shown to be very effective a lot of the time, so...
More of a counter-attacking?
Works.
Old school Italian?
He's more of like a slower possession sort of style manager. So they're more likely to, like, you know, they look to hold the ball, pass it around, more likely to pass it back if the option's not there rather than lose the ball or take a lot of risks.
Open the hole.
But then it does mean they're safe a lot. But there has been times in the past with these teams where he goes for that approach, but then as soon as they concede and they go down, they feel pushed to open up a bit, and then it sort of bites them in the arse sometimes because then they just open up and concede a couple more, and it can lead to disaster.
Southampton moving up the left wing. Opportunity to cross out in front. Shot blocked away. Southampton still controls outside now to the top of the box. Tries to chip it in for a pass. And Leeds valiantly breaks it up. Oh, and then again, Southampton still holds on. Got a man down, Leeds player down in the field. Again, trying to work it up the left side. And you're kind of seeing what Nick was talking about, kind of slower, deliberate passes.
Moving forward, but you're right, Joe Ronald's defensive positioning there was outstanding.
There's another attack. Can't get the through ball through. Pops out. And a foul called on Leeds. Dangerous free kick coming out.
Yeah, look, it took them 10 minutes, but this is what they're
capable of. A little more than 20 meters out.
Positioning from Joe Aribo, but look at the run from Adam Armstrong, who's released. And look at this, small bone hangs out. Rodon spots it. It's brilliant defending by the Leeds United central defender.
Ties for those Leeds defenders. There's going to be so much movement around them. You're not going to be up against us.
How we doing, Jenny? Everything looking good?
Anthony there, trying to play the offside. Armstrong was well onside when the pass came his way.
That was a big 2 minutes for Southampton, wasn't it? Just to show Leeds we are in this game, because they hadn't up to that point.
Brooks and Smallbone, the two who are having a look at this. In the end, where almost 40,000 Leeds United fans are housed.
Welshman David Brooks. An Irishman Smallbone looking at it. Looks like Smallbone puts it on net. Good shot. Pushed away by the French goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a good attempt from that far out, to be fair.
Good save too, quality.
Got across well.
Good shot, good save.
Leeds have had a problem or two at Defending set pieces
Corner
this
income.
season. They'll be asked a question here. Meslier
Oh,
trying to
missed
get
by the
something of
keeper.
it on it as he came flying
Meisler.
out.
Am I saying his name correctly? Meisler?
I think it's Melier.
I knew I was screwing that up.
I want to say it's Melier.
Melier. Well, it's I. Let's see. L-I-E-R. I-E-R is usually A at the end. I know that
Yeah.
from Messier. Mark Messier, great New York Ranger. And Edmonton Oilers.
Give him a problem here this afternoon. So at times they played a short corner to Adam Armstrong. I'm expecting them to do exactly what they did there, whip the ball into the box, put pressure on Melier.
That sounds like a hockey name.
Good start over Southampton after being pushed back from the start here by Leeds. There's some of it.
Leeds. Attack, top of the box.
Prodding the ball away from
Now controlled by the center backs playing a high line. Oh, excuse me, midfield. But they are playing high line. I just had the. I just thought they were a lot deeper than they are.
Yeah, high line from Leeds is something that the danger man for Southampton, Adam Armstrong, could exploit. He's got quite a bit of pace on him, so be interesting to see if he can find a way to fly in behind them and cause a lot of issues.
Now Leeds with a small delivered pass. You're being a little more careful. Why change your style now? You're creating chances.
To be fair, we've seen Southampton start to get a bit more, so maybe they're thinking
And Leeds lose
try
possession.
and keep it more, but yeah,
Throwing.
terrible pass there.
And Leeds is in.
As I was about to say, maybe they're trying to take a bit more control there. They go and give it away stupidly.
Looked like a communication problem there. The center backs and the midfielder.
Which can be cagey and tight. None of it from these two. They've both gone for it.
That's Brooks. Thumbs up from Armstrong.
Southampton gives away possession for a long shot that had no chance.
These playoff finals tend to go on, the more nervous teams get about losing the game. So let's hope that the mentality throughout the game is to stay on the front foot and look to win it.
Archie Gray looking for Nonto, who protects the ball well. There's Gray again. Now Kamara. Nonto's gone down.
Has English football always been kind of sort of a lot of emphasis on pace and running? Even like I'm going back like prior to the war. Is it always been that way, or was there some kind of cultural change? Because I'm real weak on football history in Europe. Was that always their game?
I can't talk for like really far back, but I know like we've started to see a lot more of a cultural change now since like the mid 2010s with the likes of Pep and Klopp coming in, because historically, yeah, the emphasis has always been on like running, working hard, and speed. You know, the English game was always like 4-4-2 long ball, where instead of passing out, you would just launch the ball up to like a big man and then have like fast players around him. So the idea was he'd try and win the ball against the defenders, knock it to someone with a pace who could then run onto it and cause issues that way. And then yeah, it was always running around, working really hard, like running non-stop for the whole game to win the ball back all the time. But then you had the likes of Pep and Klopp and, you know, these higher quality coaches to come and sort of modernise the game, because, you know, things like long ball, it's all about like low chance,
Yeah.
like low percentage, like balls up. You know, it's a 50-50 whether you're going to win that ball in the air, whereas you play a ball to someone's feet, it's a lot closer to 100% they're going to keep the ball.
You know, I watched them try and explain that to the kids, and you know, as soon as you know, you can, especially with goalkeepers, you can roll it out to your center back and increase your chances of possession, or you can do a drop kick and you only have a 50-50 chance of bringing it back. And you know, these kids are just learning those drop kicks are not. Sometimes they're hard to watch. You know?
Well, that's one of the reasons why like the golden generation really struggled, and like England had sort of gotten into a point where they were just doing really bad at tournaments, like losing to Iceland under Hodgson in 2014, things like that. Is because England tactically were, playing 80s football against European sides that had all evolved. And it really took these best coaches in the world like Klopp and Pep and Tuchel and all of these to come and sort of change English football and be like, hey, the way you're playing is just so outdated. You need to modernise.
Hence, so few Englishmen in English football.
And also, like, managers. Who's the best English manager in the world? You're probably saying what? Sean Dyche, Graham Potter.
Southgate.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like these are coaches I like. I think they're good, but then not a single one of them's like great, are they? An Englishman has never won the Premier League as a coach. I think that just speaks to how poor the coaching standard in England has been for so long.
I don't know if it would be better. Is it bad coaches or bad ideology?
Well, like the ideology breeds bad coaches, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's old school thinking, which they're then being taught that old school thinking, which then means the new coaches that come through have these older ideas, which are outdated or not as good.
What do you think about
Whereas
somebody
we've
like
seen a
Bastian
complete shift.
Schweinsteiger that said that the Germans have lost their football identity because of Pep? And there is kind of a yearning of, I see them fighting back against it at my son's level. They want to kind of go back to a German style. They don't like this sort of Spanish football that they're teaching. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's bizarre to me the Germans win the World Cup and then they become Guardiola light.
Well, because Guardiola's the best, and so everyone tries to replicate the best, right?
Yeah, well,
Even if that's not necessarily the best idea.
Guardiola's always evolving and changing things up depending on the game, which was probably I don't think he's. I never get the feeling Guardiola's stuck in his ways. That he really evolved too, whereas everybody else is doing just a knockoff.
Well, I think it's just that thing where if you try and... Yeah, exactly. You always try and replicate the best, you're never going to be the best because, you're always going to be a step behind them anyway. You start doing what Pep Guardiola is doing now, he's already thinking of a new way to play that all of a sudden by the time you perfect that style, Pep's already moved on to something new and better, which is then going to beat you. So,
well, doesn't it make more sense to take what Guardiola's learned and then alter it to a German style or to something new or to an English style, to incorporate it rather than imitate?
Yeah, certainly. Like, learn from Guardiola and implement the things you learn to improve your methods rather than copy. Yeah, 100%.
That's what I feel like the DFB is. And I really pissed me off when Schweinsteiger said that because he wasn't slighting Pep. He loves Pep. But it's just, there is a time when the German football it wasn't like, they didn't put the ball in the air and then, oh, here we go for Leeds. Leeds building an attack, moving into the final third. Now the ball's on the right, setting up a cross. That does come. Ooh, it goes out for a goal kick. Nobody home.
If Firpo was a few steps forward there, that could have been like a perfect opportunity for him. He had a lot of space there. Just
he really didn't have a lot of options.
Too far forward.
The only man that was past was well covered. Archie Gray, 18 years old, 75 days.
The youngest player to play at Wembley. Curious.
Is there any relation between Eddie Gregg, the ambassador, and this young man?
I have no clue.
Did Grandpa get him in?
Well, Grandpa's done a good job because he's shown himself to be quite a good player this season.
Everything that's been thrown at him, he looks, built to play at Wembley as well. There's no panic from him.
You get the feeling he's going to go right to the top, don't you? You really, truly do. Such versatility, and you're right, that maturity. Excellent.
Bit of room for Smallbone, and Armstrong has stayed on side here. Adam Armstrong!
Goal, Armstrong on a quick turnover.
Injured
Southampton takes the lead, and I got spoiled. One of the reasons I didn't react to it because I just looked up in the damn. I didn't get a notification. I just looked up. Ugh. Pissed me off. It ruined the damn cup for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it did. It ruined the Scottish Cup for me because the last goal I knew about seconds earlier, and then I'm like, oh no.
See, that's what I spoke about earlier. I said, they leave Leeds stepping forward, leaving that space there. Adam Armstrong with his pace could easily exploit that, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yeah.
Nice run in behind, and a lovely finish. It's what he's been doing all season, really. He's a fantastic player at this level.
Yeah, the Leeds defensive line is so disjointed.
Bad pass, pounced
That
on.
opens the space up for Adam Armstrong, who exploits it brilliantly, not just taking the chance, but staying
And
onside.
Southampton lead
Gives the penalty area.
yet
4
again.
goals this season.
Maybe they're going to make it 3 on the trot against Leeds.
I feel good about Southampton. I feel like I would have bet on them if I didn't. Well, I have the money.
Yeah, me and a friend were talking the other day saying that we just had that feeling Southampton would do it despite Leeds being favourites. There's just something there.
This is a team. They know how to beat this team. I mean, their two
Yeah.
meetings, they were handled 1 by 2 goals.
It was a ruthless finish. I mean, he
It
had
looks like the.
about a yard of goal to aim for. He knew
Seems the Leeds curse in the playoffs might be continuing.
be the one that gave him the best chance of finding the back of the net, and he not only identified it, he completely pulled it off. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mentioned maybe about 10 minutes ago about Leeds having that good defensive setup, not going chasing the ball, not going after the ball because it'll open spaces up, and that's exactly what Ampadu does. He steps into midfield from the centre-half position. That's always risky for the fear of what's in behind you, and Adam Armstrong is in behind him, and Leeds pay a price.
Well, look, it's not over for Leeds United. As I said, they have got so many goals in them that they've got this innate ability to turn things around when they concede the first goal.
That was a promising stat there for Leeds, the second most points won in the league from a losing position this season. So there's still, it's still a positive look you can have on this for Leeds, but the fact they've lost twice already to Southampton this season and now they're losing again is, that's alarm bells ringing for me if I'm a Leeds fan.
Sure.
Armstrong takes the chance brilliantly.
Goal number 24 of Adam Armstrong's amazing season.
Yes. Smaller, deliberate passes.
Run through the middle, Armstrong picks up. Here he is again. Playing where he wants to play through the
Armstrong
middle.
gets out to the right.
For most of the season, he's
Looks
been
like they're
playing on
trying
the
to
right
walk
with
it
Shea
in.
Adams leading the line. But Adam Armstrong wants to play as a central striker, and here he is again. Walker Peters. Smallbone thought he was caught.
Walker Peters, casually in the box, tries to make a cross, gets corner kick.
Southampton are moving the ball around quite well now.
They are with confidence.
They're really, 100%. You can see that confidence is flying now.
Southampton confident now, you can see it.
Bednarek is amongst those waiting.
Brooks with the corner, low corner, pops all the way out in front, but it gives Leeds an opportunity to build an attack. Only 2 men back, but chipped away
What's he done there then?
by Joe Rodon, the Welshman. Excellent defensive play. Of course, the line was pretty high due to the corner kick, but Southampton still able to break it up.
There were 3 Leeds players to his left there he could have played that to.
Very rare you get a 4 against 2, but you're right.
Don't know what the hell he was thinking there. That was a really good chance for Leeds to counter and get a goal back.
I'll give some credit to the defense. breaking that up. That could be up, but
be.
that was a 3-on-2.
Yeah. Well, and I think there was a fourth Leeds player coming in, like just behind as well,
Behind him, yeah.
who was ahead of all the Southampton players other than the two back. Someone's on the floor here though.
Ooh. Brooks.
Yeah, do you know what? Initially,
Guy took the corner kick before.
Hand off in the face, but it's the way he lands
David
on that
Brooks,
shoulder.
26 years old,
in the
right
past.
wing from
But this break,
the
it
great
might
country
do
of
Leeds United a
Wales.
little bit of
Would
good,
you
actually.
agree? Great country.
Just hope he's okay, David Brooks.
What's great about it?
It's Welsh. It's Celtic.
Yeah, what's great about it?
Speak Gaelic.
Or
Or Welsh. It's awesome.
And that is what they have done.
It's really patient football.
Celtic
Russell
countries
Martin
rock.
football, they just keep the ball moving. It's that disjointed back line.
Do they?
I think so.
Stepping up onto Smallbone. That's what Smallbone wants. Armstrong wants. It's
They're all right, I suppose.
Left. They can't get
They're
pulled
awesome.
around. And Armstrong, yes, you got to drill it across the goal.
They're helpful allies.
But actually executing it
Like
is
they were
not easy
conquered.
under pressure, and he's done it all season. Every opportunity.
Oh, so they're not that great then.
Do you know what? When you score the first goal in a playoff final, you usually go ballistic. But the measure of him, he actually expected to score. Very calm, casual celebration.
It's worrying about Brooks though. I know he's had some injury issues in the past. Missed a lot of games.
He's walking very lightly. Is it Mike Crazy? Is it an arm injury?
Looks like his shoulder,
He had a
yeah.
shoulder injury. Ugh. Southampton player
Got Che
warming up.
Adams warming up.
Adam Armstrong into the wide right position where he's operated for most of the season.
The
Should
faux Scotsman.
Brooks not make it back here. For now, Southampton are down to 10.
Be a shame if he has to come off. I think he's played pretty decent so far.
Especially in a game like this. I always
He's
think
had a
of-
very unlucky career.
Brooks is still receiving treatment, but his body language doesn't look too good down below us as Leeds make their way forward on the side of the
I
pitch
hate
where
seeing
Brooks
guys
would
get
be.
hurt.
He is, though, ready to come back on.
The one that was
So
really...
prior to Southampton, sorry, you go.
Oh, no. I just think of, especially a big game like this, a player I'm sure you don't know by the name of Ian Fry, who's coming off a hamstring injury for Inter Miami. And he played the first half of Messi's Cruz Azul introduction to the Leeds Cup. And he got the other hand. He will be coming back in about 3 weeks to a month full time to Miami and missed the Leagues Cup and missed the chance to play with Lionel Messi. I actually put him on my foot mob follow just to keep an eye on him. I felt so bad for him. You could see he knew he was hurt and he started crying right away. One of the few times I think you're allowed to cry as a man. If you miss the opportunity to play with Lionel Messi, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's a damn shame. I would be gutted if I was like on the verge of
almost-
being on the same team
I
as the
damn near
greatest
shed
player
a
of all
tear
time.
for him. And then, of course, Messi finished that game with the free kick win. I worry about Leagues Cup. It was so epic last year. I couldn't possibly live up, I worry. But you never know.
One way I think it could is if Messi makes the final and he loses
Mm,
in a big game.
sure.
You know, you have someone like obviously as the favourite with the side that won it last year, and all of a sudden you get like a Columbus or someone, you know, knock them down in the final in a really good game. That could certainly capture the attention.
That I would further solidify Columbus, man. They may not be the finish the highest in the table, but they're dangerous in the playoff. No, I agree with you. I think that would be good. Also, this year, there's less Mexican teams in their first league, so they're automatically at a disadvantage to win the thing, and they only play about 4 regular season games, and Achupa, I can't say they mean. It basically means opening because they have 2 seasons a year. A fall and a winter, summer and a. Well, yeah, I guess a spring and a fall season. I think that's better put. And they have to shut down their league. There's less teams. But this year they got the. They're all going to be practicing in the same place. They won't have to bounce around the country. So they'll be playing in the same area for the group stages. So to be a little more fair to the Mexican team. I mean, a Club America Miami final would be, I think, pretty exciting.
The best in Mexico versus the best in the USA. You got a good narrative there to push.
Yeah. Although I would reluctantly be rooting for Miami under those circumstances, but we're falling out of it. But my team's in a, we want to win the league this year. Suarez and Messi are standing in the way, and then NYCFC has decided to be good this year, which is kind of a pain in the ass.
Just to touch on the game, Brooks came back on to play, but it looks like he's definitely coming off now. He tried to carry on, but he's just gone down again, holding it. And Samuel Adozie comes on to replace Brooks.
Tough break for Brooks.
Certainly.
Sorry, kid.
Just wanted to be a part. Look, the best thing his teammates can do.
You can see. I don't like that.
He's had a history of it. Like prior to Southampton, he was at Bournemouth, and he had a really good first season in the Premier League, and was getting linked to like Liverpool for like 50 million, other sides like that. He looked really bright, and then I think he tore his ACL, I think it was, and just missed like an entire year. And Bournemouth like ended up getting relegated in that time, and when he came back, he wasn't quite the same. And so yeah, it just really hurt his career.
A lot of being a legend is luck. Good DNA, resistance to injuries, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, you can better your chances of not getting an injury, but that's about it. If you're one of those guys that gets hurt, I mean, look at R7 or R9.
They need a good little couple of minutes in this game.
Harry Kane thinks R9's the greatest football player ever lived.
Talent-wise, certainly he's in the conversation. He's like an unbelievable. Like when you watch videos of him, you could see he was like generational talent, something we'd never seen before.
Sure.
And the fact that his knees basically blew up and he lost all of his pace, and he still managed to reinvent himself to still be one of the best strikers in the world when he'd lost one of his biggest attributes, just really speaks to how phenomenal of a player he was.
Mbappe getting compared to him a lot, because I feel like when Mbappe gets older and the pace goes away, which naturally will, he'll still be a threat.
Probably, yeah. He's got so much talent in him, and he's such a good technical player. His finishing is fantastic. You'd like to think by the time his pace starts to go, he would have built himself up enough in the other areas to still be a really dangerous player.
Like a Messi. Messi's not as Messi's not slow by any stretch. It's not like watching Beckham went to MLS. He's not a slow player, but he doesn't have that blinding speed that he had when he was a kid at Barcelona. The game slowed down a little bit. 36 minutes. We've got a little more than 10 minutes to go. Brooks' injury hangs heavy over this. Kind of slowed things down a bit. No chances in a while.
They've had the ball, but the problem is that they're not getting the ball up the pitch. They're not really hurting Southampton. So having possession is one thing, but you need to be a threat.
I feel like the press making it really difficult. Southampton's press making it really difficult for Leeds to find passing lanes.
Yeah, they've really shut Leeds down as the half has gone on. We've seen less and less Leeds chances and more more Southampton chances whilst they're conceding less, you know. Usually it's like maybe they step up and open themselves up a bit more so they can create more, but they're like creating more whilst also cutting down what Leeds are doing. They're playing really well now.
Shit. Leeds player taken down.
Yellow card shown to Bednarek.
Jan Bednarek,
The referee's tried as hard
Polish
as he can
national. He'll see a yellow
to keep the cards in his pocket, but
for that takedown.
let that go.
Yeah, I think Bednarek probably feels where he makes the challenge will enable it to be just a free kick, but he goes through the back of Rute, should be booked for that.
First yellow goes to
Junior
that goes to Southampton.
Crescencio Somerville. There goes Ampadu. Now Kamara, bit of room here for the Leeds midfielder. Likewise now for Archie Gray. There's Gruev. Gruev again.
He's
Ampadu.
passing the ball around.
Now Junior Firpo.
Southampton's end looking to pick the lock.
Firpo, Smallbone back doing the defending.
I think Kamara missed a trick there. He had an opportunity to play the ball to Nonto.
Why does that friggin' Irishman, Smallbone, shave his head? He has an ugly, ugly head.
There's Somerville again. He's got two for company. He's getting used to that. And he's forced the corner.
Yeah, he was boxed in, and that was the best that he could hope for. He's done well there, Somerville. I think in the main, Southampton have played him pretty well.
You never know, his hairline might be a catastrophe.
Yeah, that could be. I don't know. What's wrong? You can have a thin hairline, still look
One
cool.
moment where you thought he would shoot earlier on in the half, but elected to try and pass instead.
Depends.
I did.
Depends on the hairline.
Thank you, Jenny. I did forget to
And again,
put the link in the
Somerville's delivery and McCarthy
in the chat.
commanding inside his box, gets to it. Back in by
I'll do that at
Gruev.
halftime.
Kamara trying to have a swing.
Whoa! Right in front of the net, goes straight over the bar. In fairness, it was a
free kick for Southampton.
Yeah, Bednarek
tough
didn't know
angle.
that. He got himself back in a position to defend. It's good from McCarthy there, and it's just helped back into an area. Is it handball?
Yeah, I think it's Piru. Piru's right arm comes off, elbow
Thank
comes
you,
up.
Ginny.
So that's what it's been given for.
Yeah, that was it.
Janie.
Hmm.
Janine.
You'll get there one day.
One day.
It's Harwood Bellis
Jeannie.
looking for a dozy.
You changed her name on Discord so you could remember how to say it.
Yes.
And you still...
I
Now
still feel
Somerville.
it. Well, that's what I told Ben yesterday. I don't care how cringe it is. I want to be a play-by-play guy.
Return.
And I can't get anybody's name right.
Again, plenty back for Southampton again. They're doing the job. There's Somerville.
It could be your niche.
Yeah.
Somerville trying to trick his way through. Adozi stands his ground. That's
Ooh.
holding back there. Down toward Gruev, and both have got back to their feet.
Crunching tackle in the center.
You want to be the ball in that challenge, would you?
Proper good old-fashioned 50-50, wasn't it?
John just gave me a kick there. He enjoyed that. There's Nonso. Gruev again. Nonso. Leeds are looking to rise up again here. Rebo's challenge on Joel Piru. That's Ruter hugged away by Bednarek. Leeds are building momentum again.
It's noticing how narrow Nonto is playing, isn't he? He's really
Leeds finally starting to find a bit of their groove again going forward.
to be wider on the right.
Had the ball in the Southampton third a bit more now.
Southampton did.
Like that
Defensively, they've been excellent.
tackle by
Really
Arwood.
protected Alex McCarthy. Just a couple of shots, both from outside the penalty area.
Just like to try and overload on the edge of the box, around the box, and on the edge of it, Daniel Farker with wingers coming inside, number 10 and number 8 as well, if possible. There's Ruter.
Leeds with attack inside the box. Stuffed away. Another big tag. One of the Southampton players went down hard. Hardward Bellis instantly draws a yellow card.
Goes in, he just lunges in. So Harwood Bell is here. And it's only
It's like
reckless. I
Cinco
don't think there's any
Somerville.
danger that should be a red card.
Ooh.
Good
Let's see this
refereeing.
again.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't think so. I think he
He's not
oversold
endangering
it.
an opponent, there's no excessive use of force. Yes,
I'm
it's
not sure about that one, you know.
It's a yellow card. Nothing more. Mike Dean,
Yeah, I'm not
I
even
think
sure it's a
so,
yellow, and this guy's talking over
Somerville's
there like
very
it's a red.
unlucky there.
Caution Benwick 5 minutes early, one for the home team, one for the away team. So
I'm not sure he even touched the defender's leg there.
I think
In
he did
all
when he
honesty,
fought- when
it looked to me like
the
it was
ball
all
through,
ball.
When the ball spit out, he did touch his leg, but I don't. I mean, I guess he's getting it from going spikes up. He did go spikes up
Well,
into
yeah.
the ball.
Stands up, he's usually a card, yeah. But
Towards the break.
No, I think he made the right call there. No, red's not necessary. Red should be their last option.
There's a Dozy. Dozy caught by Junior Firpo.
Southampton. He'll get a free kick.
Relief for Southampton. They've got themselves up the pitch because it's been Leeds
40
United
meters
asking the
out.
questions in the last throws of this game without really working, Alex McCarthy, I have to say.
Smallbone is frightening. He looks like the Hills has eyes guy. Number 16, William Smallbone. You see what I mean? Smallbone tries to pop it in with an easy pass. Gets a shot on goal, tipped away by Melzier. And then Leeds will turn it around. They'll get an attack. They got enough guys going back and... Jeez.
And that will be a yellow card for him as Leeds look for something on the counter-attack.
Well, he probably gets the yellow card. because
Fraser
he
has to
kicks the
throw
ball
a
away. It's
really
stupid
professional
thing
foul
to do
there.
From Ryan Fraser, it's a really cheap yellow card. I understand
yeah, that
it's
certainly
not a
looked
whole
dangerous from
United
Leeds' end,
counter-attack,
so makes sense.
but you know now, don't
Fraser
you,
takes him down, takes the yellow, stops the attack.
the ball away.
Probably the right decision.
There was a good yellow. That was it.
Into 5 additional minutes at the end of this first 45, and that man there has come up with a huge save for Leeds United.
It is a great save, but again, there's maybe a lack of attacking anticipation here. Inventive. He's expecting a direct ball into the box. Armstrong again making things happen, but when it breaks off the goalkeeper, I think
Yeah,
it's Harwood Bell is looking to maybe
Leeds
knock
was
the ball in. They
expecting
don't
like
follow
a
the shot in, Southampton
an
here.
in-swinger.
They're all
Decided to
standing
go
and
with a
watching.
low
He's putting the
pass.
Armstrong to score.
Ooh,
He
little
does a
nutmeg
great
on that
save.
shot. Great save.
Southampton player should be maybe one more than Harwood Bell is looking to finish that move off.
Yeah,
Like
certainly
French
done
people.
well to get down there.
Natural predator would have been in there, and Adam Armstrong would have been in there looking to get on the rebound. But it's brilliant from the goalkeeper, and then he had to say a little prayer that it fell to one of his defenders, and his prayer was answered.
Archie Gray stepping forward.
Yeah, about 5 minutes to go.
He had a difficult end to the last campaign. Ilan
In stoppage
Meslier,
time.
when Sam Allardyce dropped him
Can't
as
see it
Leeds
on your
looked to
screen.
survive in the
But I'll
Premier
tell you.
League, but what he's just produced there. They got that man
5
single
Minuten.
on approval. Nigel Martin
No,
watching on.
let's see if we can take care of it.
Yeah, it was a great save, but the opportunity there for Southampton and the goal show how a good passing team can exploit space that you leave. And Armstrong on both occasions is the man that makes it happen.
Good ball.
Peter getting back, doing the defending. Thought he was fouled. The referee having none of it. Now he's
Uh-oh,
played the
Southampton
advantage
moving
as
in.
Southampton make their way forward with Downs. Here's Fraser.
From the right, can they draw a corner here? There's not much passing lane. Managed to chip it in the middle, and it's headed away.
By Firpo. Walker Peters.
Southampton, another
Smallbone
chance.
into a great area.
Knocked away by Leeds. They avoid the corner kick.
Rodon.
Smallbone is such an elegant footballer.
Southampton will still control, get it back to their keeper in their own end.
Moves into space so effectively, and Leeds, I think they need half time here because Southampton looking strong.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It is Southampton that are
Great games this weekend.
looking the more likely. At this
Oh, I watched a
stage.
replay of the FA Cup. That was actually wasn't a bad game either.
Again, making
Yeah.
And we got the goof on hentai for life, which is the most important thing.
It was a poor performance from City. Players like De Bruyne really didn't show up. And the goals were like some really bad defending there. Poor from Ortega on the first one, and then no clue why Mainu and Bruno were completely free in the box like that for the second.
Dolce Bacal got interesting. Leverkusen wins that 1-0, but they also took a red card, which let Kaiserslautern really a door open, but he simply didn't have the quality up front to get through that defense and that midfield. But the game was interesting. I think what happened to what happened to K-Town or Leverkusen is they won too early, so maybe started celebrating. If I was the coach and they had won the damn Europa League, I'd be like, no party. One more game.
You've got to be brave. You're a goal down. You're at Wembley. It's really tough, but you've got to stay in possession.
I think it may have happened to City too. Yeah, we won the league. It's over. It's not over.
Maybe.
There's an opportunity for Southampton, fired away and draws a corner.
Because Manchester United cancelled their end of season party. And their reasoning, they said, was because they had the FA Cup, so they cancelled it because they wanted to keep focused and prepared for that.
I think that's right. There's this weird tradition that they have in hockey. There's a big, beautiful trophy to win both the Eastern and Western Conferences on the Stanley Cup. The tradition is you don't skate around. Corner kick, Southampton tipped away by the keeper. Southampton with control. On the top of the box. We'll get everybody in position now. And that's it. That's it to the half. There's a weird tradition in hockey where you don't. The other players are not the only guys allowed to pick up the trophy is the captain to accept it, and you walk it right back in, and nobody parties. It's not over yet. You still have the Stanley Cup final. I wonder if the tradition. Obviously, it's not the because every team that skates the cup around, the first one, the Eastern and Western Conference, they lose in the Stanley Cup final. And the team that just accepts it and goes back to the locker room tends to win.
Cheers to Away Day Magic. Jameson sponsors the EFL on Sky Sports.
Yeah, I don't know. Because City obviously had massive celebrations after winning the league and ended up losing the cup final, whilst United cancelled their party and they were the ones who looked a lot sharper and better in that game, in that final.
Yeah, because I think
maybe there is something to it.
I don't think it's obviously a superstition or anything magical or paranormal. But when you have a party sort of psychologically tells you it's over. Now it's time to party, and partying before it's over is obviously a huge mistake. I'm not trying to take anything away from Atalanta, but there's no doubt that Leverkusen looked off, and they didn't look all that great against Kaiserslautern as well. So I do wonder if that played a role. No party till it's over. You know, they were trying so hard to protect that undefeated record, which they managed to do. And I think once they did that, it maybe mentally lost fitness.
Maybe. But the unbeaten season in the Bundesliga was over. They did it. And then maybe a bit of cockiness came in there where they sort of felt like, oh well, because we haven't lost a game in an entire Bundesliga season. Oh, there's no way we could lose the Europa League and the Pokal. Like, oh, it's over. We're gonna do it. We don't lose. Sort of mentality.
There is something a little cocky about the Leverkusen team that you don't see in other German teams. I don't know. Something you'll never know. But I know if I was coaching, no party. But City got the party. No, City's not protecting an undefeated record. We are.
Hmm.
And I don't remember the party starting last year until after the Champions League final for them.
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't remember it that way.
I don't remember seeing pictures beforehand.
Nope.
Yeah. But so far in this game, I think Leeds and I think obviously Southampton probably deserved the lead. I think they've been the more sure team. You know, they've misplaced less passes, and it was a fantastic goal for Armstrong there. Like seeing the space, exploiting it, and it was a nice finish. But I don't think Leeds are out of this at all.
No, I don't think
I
so
could easily
either.
see. You know, we saw them have a couple of like counterattacks which looked really dangerous but didn't quite come to anything. But you could easily see one of those maybe coming off. You know, there's been multiple, like 3-4 times in that first half where Leeds would win the ball back from like a set piece, and all of a sudden they were like 3 versus 2 on the defense, flying up the field. So
You also had to
one of
see
those comes off.
Somerville had to
1-1.
take that yellow card to keep something from really dangerous happening. So they did push that defense to the limit.
Yeah.
Or right to the edge. Or excuse me, Frazier. Frazier had to take.
Yeah, I do worry. I do worry for them though if Southampton get a second goal. Because Southampton do feel in control a lot more of the time. It certainly feels like Leeds' best option is going to be like a quick transitional counter rather than them building themselves. So you give Southampton a second goal, 2-goal lead, let them sit back, pass it around, and, you know, slow everything down a bit more. That's just going to hurt Leeds even more, if you ask me.
Oh, I got to put that link in there that I forgot to do.
Did you want to reset as well?
I'll reset in a second. But, yeah, I want to get that link in there. Right now, that's more important to me. And I'll get that sucker. No, this is great. I mean, football's been great all weekend.
So, yeah, it's been pretty good quality so far, I think.
Oh.
We have seen, like, some missed passes here and there, but overall, it's been a pretty good quality game. I think they're two good sides that certainly you could make an argument that both of them deserve to go up, really. They've had some really good seasons between them.
Yeah, they definitely feel like champion or prem teams. They move like them. Definitely, they move like them. Yeah, let me get a good reset in there. There we go. Yeah, and I mean, if they get caught napping like this one more time, and they definitely got caught napping in the passing department, there's obviously guys that are, guys like Frazier and Armstrong that can punish them quickly. How much of effect do you think the Brooks injury is going to cause them? I mean, Smallbone's had a lot of touches. I think he's played quite well, and it's had an impact in this game. You see him on the TV a lot there. It's always a good. You get a lot of close-ups. You're having an impact in the game.
Yeah.
So perhaps you'll have to fill that in. His replacement.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Edozie can do. He had that one run, but Edozie's not done a lot else so far. But, he might have a big second half. They've also got some other good talent on the bench, like Suleimana's another quick winger they can bring off the bench to try and exploit Leeds. The further the game goes on, the more they push, the more space, the more you got to exploit. But yeah, I think this could easily go either way in the second half.
Edozie only got 7 touches, but
that
actually that seems like a lot, considering he came in halfway through. 21-year-old Englander.
I'll say he did have that one run where he got past the player pretty well, so certainly be looking for some more from him in the second half.
He was on City when they won in 22. I guess he gets credit for that.
What, Edozie?
Yeah, what's it saying here? Trophies, Premier League, Man City, 2022. And he keeps under 18, Premier League, 21 and 22. FA Youth Cup in 20. Under 18 Premier League Cup in 20. And Premier League 2, under 23, 22 and 21. He started off the right way, for sure.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, possession time goes to Leeds, but it's pretty even. It's 52 to 47%. Southampton gets more shots and more shots on target. 5-3 to Leeds is 2-1. Southampton also leads in corners.
In the chat, Benjamin asked Tommy, can we have a shout out for Ipswich finishing above Leeds? Lovely stuff. I think
I don't know if
the
he's
more
talking about
important
that
thing
now.
to shout out.
Where are you?
Well, what I would like to shout out more, which I think is a lot more interesting, is Norwich. Not losing a single game to Ipswich in what, like 15 years or something like that? Some crazy long time. Even this year, Ipswich were great going up, and could they beat their rivals? Not a chance.
Oh, Ipswich went straight up. Oh, okay. And so did Leicester City. All right.
Yeah. Still couldn't beat Norwich, though. Up the Canaries.
Okay. Norwich had their chance. I did watch that game.
Yeah, they
went straight
I
up.
don't know.
Wow,
It never felt like they were going to go up, to be fair.
It's fun to get promoted. Let me tell you, I got to go through it last year. It's pretty awesome. There's nothing quite like it. It feels like winning a championship, even though you don't. Leicester City got the.
I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame that Norwich didn't go up in the playoffs, because then it would have been funny seeing them relegate Ipswich next season when they win both of their games again. And the 3 points which they could have gained by beating Norwich is what is the difference for them.
The relegated teams this year is Birmingham City. Thanks, Wayne. Huddersfield Town and Rotherham United. League One with you, sir. Ben is die-hard Norwich guy.
A die-hard Norwich guy, is he?
No, Ipswich, excuse me. I did that on Lolcow Live. Somebody told me to put an Ipswich banner behind me, and I picked Norwich. It's like, is that it? But this time, that was on purpose. This I actually fucked up.
I've been to a couple of Norwich games, actually.
Kind of sucks.
My grandmother lives not too far from there.
I was a little sad to see that Luton got the boot. Forest, despite being cheated by VAR, managed to stay up.
And getting the points deduction.
With the points deduction, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, it's kind of a shame that we saw all three promoted sides go back down again.
Yeah. Sheffield United.
Hopefully that's not a trend that continues.
Oh, it's such a jump. I don't feel like the second league is as big a jump in Germany to the first as it is a jump. It's a big jump as it is championship to the Prem.
I think the issue is there's so much money in the Premier League that the gap gets bigger the longer teams stay in it. Because like you look at it now, the teams that have stayed up, they've had their Premier League money to sign players. 3 teams have just come up from the Championship in Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton. All 3 have gone back down again. So that means that's another year of the established Premier League sides being able to spend more of that Premier League money on better quality players, which makes it even harder for the Championship sides coming up to, take their place in the league, because they're coming up with a Championship squad against teams that have had years of Premier League money to buy better talent across the world. Because obviously Premier League sides can pay more than most of Europe. And so you're seeing that the Prem sides are getting even better, where they're signing players that they wouldn't necessarily have been able to in the past, because they can now outspend and pay players more money. Like, you're seeing sides like Nottingham Forest spending like 100 million in a window to stay in the Premier League. That's like crazy numbers. That's like more than teams like Bayern Munich spend in a summer.
I know.
And then you're expecting Championship sides to come up and, compete against these teams who are spending 100 million on talented players to keep them in the league. It's tough.
I don't understand the system enough to say it's broken, but boy, does it sound it.
Yeah, it's broken in the sense that there's just too much money in the Premier League compared to the rest of the leagues. And that's why you see a lot of the teams that come back up, or they get the parachute payments when they get relegated into the Championship, because Premier League money is so much more that teams can't sustain themselves in the Championship after they go down, because the change in money is so much that they need parachute payments to sort of let them survive at first, because it gives them a bit of time to then move on these big contracts if they don't get promoted, so that they can actually be financially sustainable in the Championship. And that's why you see teams like Leeds, who are in a position where this is like do or die today, because they instead of getting rid of players off of their wage bill, they decided to try and keep people on and spend even more money to build the squad to go back up, to get back to the Premier League money. That if they don't go up, they're in big shit now, because their like wages and stuff are going to be way more than they can afford on Championship money.
Yeah. I don't envy it.
Like, if Leeds don't go up, I would expect Rutter to leave, Somerville to leave. You're going to see Gnonto leave. Someone like Rodon or Ampadu's probably going to leave at the back. Archie Gray might get poached by a Premier League side because he's had a good year. Meslier might go. I don't know what his money situation is like. So you're looking at like most of their good players are going to have to be shipped, because they're going to be in a position where they need the money from these players just to be fine financially. Which would then mean they're probably not going to be in a promotion push next year, because how the hell do you replace all that?
Promotion, relegation stuff, not me. That's my answer.
I don't know. I think it's a fine system when you look at it all over Europe. I think it's just like how rich the Premier League is becoming. That's where the issues sort of stem. Once you have like the top league being so far ahead financially, that's like when it's real issues. Whereas, like you said, the jump in the Bundesliga to the Bundesliga 2 to the Bundesliga isn't that big, because obviously Bundesliga isn't like some injected financial like fucking crazy league.
Well, you
where
can't just throw money at a problem.
Spending 100 million.
50+1 prevents them from doing it, because I think the priority in Germany, and maybe this is what Ben talks about when he likes the culture there better. We got kickoff. Is to keep the tickets so families can go.
And that is what both managers have to deal with, as well as instill their own style and the pressure of challenging at the top end of the Championship.
Yeah, and that's why
it's more important for families to, when people have access to it than anything else. And you saw the protests this year.
There's a losing culture. There's players that want to leave.
Interesting. One of the overbar guys was at the Mainz 05 Union Berlin postponed match that me and Tommy went to, and I found me and Tommy in the video that they made. Little pixel out on the other side of the field.
You're basically famous.
Yes.
It's really frustrating first half.
I think he's got
Plenty
100
of the ball,
100
more the ball
views.
than Southampton, but
I mean,
not a threat.
kind of like our stuff.
When you look at that, 0.09.
I mean, 100 people
No, I
have
just think it's
seen
funny,
you as a
and
tiny
when
pixel.
they filmed in Wiesbaden with the Gunther Firth, we were literally a section over from them on their right.
And when you think they've got 4, without doubt, of the best attackers in the league, they need to do better than that.
But you know, to do in away days in Germany,
Definitely a case of
you know, with the way the
supply,
transfer
supply
system
Adam Armstrong,
came, the way the
happen, but
ticket
those
prices
strikers,
are,
dangerous
it's a lot more
attacks, Leeds
feasible
just simply haven't had the
than it
ball.
is to do in away days in England, even with championship teams,
There's
and
Walker
even with
Peters.
League One.
And he commits the foul.
It's a lot more affordable over here.
Treating Ruter.
Well, it helps that you don't have our fucking stupid train prices.
You hope from Leeds United to cast your mind back to that incredible atmosphere at Ellen Road the other day, and the Leeds United fans. It's not
Yeah, but they also showed like they're there during some protests. At the time, I wasn't because I think I went to was it Dusseldorf game like the next day or two. I forget.
Looking to get involved
I
again.
know I went to a Wiesbaden game a day or two later. This was in February, Tom's
Stevens
birthday.
stepping into midfield.
We went to go see Hollabach,
He has done
who
so
had
for
a
this
shot
season
on
with
goal.
those driving runs from the back.
Ooh.
Dozy.
Oh, Southampton
Treated you
trying
then.
to force it through. Shot on net, deflected outside the box.
United were almost opened up again.
Leeds tries to recover, but Southampton keeps it in Leeds' end. The player goes down from behind, no call.
Somerville.
Oh,
A small bow.
Leeds attempting
No
to
way out
clear,
for
only
Leeds.
picked off by
Now the right
Southampton, and they finally get it away. Look,
There's
real
Nonso.
discipline not to make a clearance right there, and
Great
Leeds
work by
controls as they move to the
Giroud, who's gone for
midfield.
return
We
ball
have an
goes the other
attack.
way, and this is Archie Gray.
Plenty of defenders back for Southampton. Gray. Well, they slow it down a little
Now
bit.
Grueff.
Could we see a shot from the top of the box here?
Now,
Looked like they were winding up.
Angus Gunn with that free kick goal.
Been quite open for him though.
And back to, no, some discipline not taking that shot, I think.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, that counter-attack was on, but how quickly Southampton got bodies back. Flynn down,
Oh,
just
now they
slowed
move.
them down, forced them back.
Uh-oh, opening for Leeds. Passes it in, top of the box, pushed away. Here comes another shot, incoming and wide.
Ooh. How's that not ended in a goal there? I'm not sure.
I do like the way, I do like the choices these guys made going in.
The space, it's terrible from Aribo, but once Roden gets there,
Roden, center back, decided to
Roden
take a
did
little
really
run.
well there.
you've got Somerville where Somerville wants to be.
Fantastic run to get into the box there.
End of a right foot. Can he find that corner? He just
I didn't think Roden had that in him.
Quite enough bend on it. Just trying to wrap his instep around it. And
Certainly
doesn't
did.
quite do that. Maybe has too much time there. Takes a couple of touches, maybe just closes down slightly. But from that
Leeds
position,
coming out
should be
firing
able
on
to-
all cylinders.
Well, that is where he always threatens.
Yeah, that certainly was a very dangerous attack there for Leeds. That's what they need to be doing this second half if they want to get a goal back.
There's Kamara to Gruev.
I think the way to do this is, as Leeds, is just continue to be aggressive.
And nicely through the gap.
Don't let
Comes another
Southampton
easy
have
attack.
any room to breathe.
No Firpo. Firpo has gone for the return but doesn't get it.
Oh, try to center it, pops away. Are they going to earn a corner? No, headed away. Oh, top of the box.
Lashing a goal.
Tries to take the volley in the air, deflects off a Leeds play to be a throw in for,
Finding a little bit of rhythm in.
There's the
excuse me, a
crowd.
Southampton
Believe,
throw in
actually.
for
Someone like Kyle Walker-Peters
for
just
Leeds
put the
and
ball right back into a dangerous area.
Southampton's
Allowed
end.
Somerville to have a volleyed attempt. Okay, it didn't come to anything, but it's a poor choice.
Yeah, Leeds have started the second half like they started the game. They've got to keep this tempo up. They've got to keep the momentum up.
Yeah, Southampton looking a little shaky at the back here at the start of the second half. So I certainly think just staying aggressive here as Leeds. Don't let them have any time to settle. You know, get into the groove at the back. Just keep hitting them. Keep pushing for that goal early on here. It might be their best chance to, you know, rattle that defence and find a way through like Roden did just a minute ago, and you know, get that equaliser, and then, you know, they don't have to, you know, they're not in a losing position. The pressure is less on them once they get that equaliser.
center back line got as high as the
Grayson and Marcelo Bielsa, and the Leeds managers
Circle.
fallen in the playoffs.
At one point.
Does not want to have that name. Well, his name's
Big
on that
challenge
list.
just outside the box. I don't think there was a foul there, but the yellow card comes out.
That challenge, it was just outside the box.
It's just a little hesitant.
Taylor Harwood Bells
It's all
with the yellow for Southampton.
He's brave. He knows he's going to get hit.
Just outside of the box there.
Dangerous area here.
Real close, damn near a penalty.
One more step and Rutter would have been in the box there. Another good opportunity for Leeds though early on in this second half.
Super dangerous free kick, edge of the box, right side,
Leeds
almost in
need
the
a
center.
big moment.
Plenty of options for the
Somerville is
free
eyeing this one
kicker.
up. Ampadu at the far post.
Shot deflected,
Again, Harwood
turns
Bells
into a corner.
does his job.
Well, they Leeds elects a short corner. A looping pass headed away by Southampton for a deep throw in for Leeds.
You know, the ball stays in that final third for Southampton.
Playoffs here during his time at Charlton.
Gray with the throw in.
Gray went for the throw,
And
foul throw.
Foul throw. Wow.
foul throw. Yeah.
That's something
and-
you see often at this level.
No, you don't really see it. I've seen it once this year.
Dozy gets isolated v Firpo, does brilliantly, picks out Jack Stevens, and it's
But like that's an amateur mistake really.
body between ball and goal. Looks like it's going in that far corner.
A lot
Good
of
block
momentum
there
in
from
Leeds.
Ampadu.
Now a throw in for Southampton, the same spot. And he calls another foul throw. The referee goes in to talk to the Southampton throw-in, number 5, Stevens.
Having a word with the Southampton skipper.
I think he actually took the ball a little too far up. I told him to move
Ampadu
back.
was involved in a relegation playoff with Spezia when he was on loan in Italy last season.
Yeah.
She ultimately lost. as
Playoff
well.
relegation final, the biggest money game in the world. And that
Downs to
includes the
Aribo.
World Cup and the Champions
Small
League
line
final.
stretching
Leeds
to it.
with the
Somerville.
dispossession, leads to an attack.
Piru.
Edge of the final third.
There's Piru again.
Leeds,
He might
after
fancy
some
this.
pinball,
Quickly
recovers
hunted
it.
down, though, by Downs.
Popped out. Ooh, big crunching tackle in the
They've
center
got
of the
Leeds
field.
again.
Allows
Have they got Southampton
Leeds to move
cornered
it to
here?
the top,
Gerard Piru
and it's
away by
cleared away by
Smallbone.
Southampton.
Southampton need to get their foot on the ball here. It's not dissimilar
Rodin
to the
back
start
to-
of the first half, is it really, where it was all Leeds?
Southampton really absorbing the pressure here. If they can just keep holding out like that, their opportunity will open at some point
Absolutely.
to steal that second goal.
Southampton on their heels here in the 54th minute.
Archie
Leeds
Gray.
really need to make this pressure count.
There's Nonto. Round the corner to
They've had a good second half so far, though, to be fair to Leeds.
doing the defending for
This is the kind of energy they needed to come out with at 1-0 down at half time.
Absolutely. I feel like they tried this, but kind of got burned a little bit
Want to try and keep it, Southampton
in
do
the
win
opening
promotion.
minute.
Yeah.
minutes.
Option they have of trying to sign him on a permanent basis from West Ham under new management.
Firpo working it in
Some of it. Kamara.
to the right side.
Somerville again.
Attempted through ball in the box, deflected away, but still controlled by Leeds.
Kamara. Somerville. Kamara had continued his run.
Somerville drops it to the top of the box, gets it over to Gray on the right. They're looking for that hole. Attempted give and go, or double pass, as we say here in Germany. Failed, but Leeds still controls. Gray working on the right side. Takes a position in the final third, beginning of the final third, anyway.
Southampton getting through plenty of work off the ball.
Well, give Southampton credit for shutting down passing lanes
Gray again.
when it counts, but they're definitely playing on their heels.
This is all well and good. It's really disciplined defensive work from
And they elect to get it back to the
Southampton.
center backs in the midfield.
Close the spaces, not allow
Only
Leeds
to jump another
penetrate.
attack.
But they are on the back foot. There's no doubt about that. Look at those stats.
Seems like it'll be any second. Foul on Southampton.
In a real position
Dangerous
of
free
promise.
kick.
Southampton have got that good solid defensive setup, so Leeds
Good
have to be
30
patient,
meters
try and
out.
move the ball around as quickly as they can.
Left side of the
As
box.
well then, Nonto protects the ball, then just moves it as he feels down, step in. It's a good free kick position for them.
Daniel Farker, 4 promotions as a manager, but he's lost all 4 games.
No, I'd have a lefty cross this back post if I was Leeds.
Makes Barker look like he's a drummer in the German rock band from the 80s.
And
I don't know.
are standing over it.
It's probably what he does on his weekends
Yeah,
when he's
it
not
looks like,
managing.
Cheeky free kick caught Angus Gunn out. I'm sure that Alex McCarthy will be well aware of what Gruyev is capable of from this position.
Leeds sets up this, I would say, important free kick.
Certainly could end in something,
It's Somerville.
Oh, it just goes
but it
high,
definitely won't.
high over the bar. Never presented.
I just think
any
that's
trouble
too
on the
far
ball.
out to be shooting from for me. I think the left-footed option to cross that back post for someone to try and head it would have been the smarter play there.
He's leaning back as he strikes it. From that distance, you've got to
You're
get
asking
it
for something
to
spectacular from Somerville to score from there.
He backs himself, but he's way off target.
Rodon venturing
Rogan.
forward again. Nonto. There's Kamara.
Kamara goes back to
Now
Roden.
Gruev.
And they're working up the Gray on the
Archie
right.
Gray again. Leeds go backwards and Southampton
I get
look
the
to
feeling
stand on their toes.
Southampton kind of just trying to wait out the onslaught.
Yeah,
Deep in
it
the
certainly
bunker.
feels like it. Well, Leeds won't be able to like play like this non-stop for the whole second half. They're going to have to drop off at some point, and if they can't get a goal in this time, then it's, you know, sort of all for nothing.
Fighting it up the far left side. And they draw another foul.
Now gives the free kick to Leeds as Rutter hit the deck.
Flynn Downs is
And this
furious.
one's deep on the left side of the box.
Rutter has just taken a bit of a dive here. To say, there doesn't look too much in it.
More than halfway
He does
through.
have a reputation of going to ground, flopping to ground. There's a little nudge in his back. That doesn't knock him off his feet. He decides to go to ground. I can see why Downs
Maybe a bit of a
is
soft call by
unhappy
the
because
ref
that's not
there.
foul. There's contact with consequence. There was contact from Flynn Downs, undoubtedly, but it didn't knock Rutter off his feet.
But it gives Leeds another opportunity to try and hit back here.
Long looping free kick headed up in the air and pulled away
Commanding presence.
by McCarthy. But that gives Southampton an opportunity to attack. They're trying to bring it to the midfield now, and they control,
Goalkeeper takes all
slow
the
it down
opportunities
expectedly.
It's a really poor ball in though, Don. It's just kind of
And
lofted in there.
for the
It's
first
got
time in a
to
while,
an
we're seeing
attack,
Southampton
goal
actually
header in.
sustain some
It's just
possession.
coaching practice, really. They've got to be better. Some of us got to be better. His delivery, whip it in, flat pacey, give your teammates something to attack.
long through ball in on the right
Not
side.
for a run, but he will be flagged offside.
And that's called offside.
too early this time. We are talking fractions.
I don't know. Boy, that looked close to me.
It's a tight one, isn't it?
It's like he had an arm offside, if anything.
Feels that he's ahead of the ball, ahead of the defender.
Yeah, Southampton clearly been under pressure in the second half, but with Armstrong in your team, with his
Adam Armstrong.
he won't get upset. He's not touching the ball too much. He'll be ready. He'll be right on the shoulder.
Not sure I like that
Get
call.
the ball into him again, as we saw in the first half. He'll punish you and could win the game for Southampton.
Adozi to Smallbone.
Smallbone works it in the right. He's harassed.
Adozi again. Twisting away from trouble, but too much on
And
that.
giving away possession for Volker.
Yeah, it's overhit, but you know what? It's a bit of relief. It gets them up the pitch. away from their own goal.
You ever see The Hills Have Eyes?
Say that for too much of this second half.
Or not? No.
We have seen some of the best football in the Championship this season being played by
William
Southampton.
Smallbone was in it.
Russell Martin, another former defender who wants to dominate the ball. He disliked in his playing days chasing after the ball.
Footballer by day, actor by night.
If he didn't play
Yeah.
this brand of football, he wouldn't have been anywhere near being offered the Southampton job. He's half an hour away, plus additional time, from leading them back to the Premier League and becoming a Premier League manager.
Now, is this the first sign that they've just steadied the ship a little bit here? Southampton take the momentum away from Leeds.
Yeah, they just managed to get their foot on the ball. They've managed to get into the Leeds half as well, so they're just taking the sting out of the match. Well, Leeds had to react, didn't they? 1-0 down at half-time. They've certainly done that. They've got the ball again into the most dangerous area on the pitch, the final third. But Alex McCarthy hasn't been massively
Coach Russell Martin's quite chatty on the bench.
McCarthy, one of those whose contract is ending after this game. Likewise, Shea Adams, who was on the Southampton bench.
Yeah, I see it.
It's the veins.
That's like the shape on the top.
Yeah.
Plenty of nerves in that Southampton end. There's Smallbone.
Smallbone again, pushed down to the ground. Somehow maintains possession.
And that time,
And it rolls out for a Southampton throw-in deep in Leeds end.
In the Leeds United ranks here, which is just what Southampton will want. And he goes down there. I don't think he gets a foul for that. He then gets back up. He's deemed to be holding him, isn't he, Ethan Ampadu? But again, it's a little bit soft.
I always love when players try to draw while they have a full grip of the other guy's uniform. Smallbone. Well, actually, they're calling it a foul. I mistakenly said it was a throw-in and saying that Smallbone was fouled. That's deep in. He's going to hook one in. Outswinger. Dealt with easily. Southampton still controls.
Defending stoutly for Leeds. There's Downs.
Southampton gets the ball. They're very deliberate. Keep the passes simple, stupid.
Yeah, I forgot to bring up the history that Farker and Russell Martin have. Russell Martin used to be a player at Norwich when Daniel Farker was Norwich manager. And there was a game where he subbed Martin off at half-time. And he looked like really pissed off coming off. And then Martin just never played another game for Norwich again after that.
Really?
Yeah. So there's probably a bit of negative feelings there between the two of them.
More than they've ever needed him before.
In fairness to Farker, you get subbed off, you get subbed off. Shut up and deal with it.
And the Southampton supporters respond. On the west end of Wembley.
Corner kick taken by Southampton. Smallbone. Here's the delivery. Easily dealt with. By Melier, the Frenchman.
Plenty and wise ahead of it.
Some of these through ball passes for Leeds have been a little low percentage in my opinion.
Yeah, they've sort of been looking a bit, and it's not quite working for them.
We got a
First
substitution.
Leeds change.
Wilfried Gonto will come and be replaced by Daniel James.
And on in his place comes Dan James. A straight swap on the right for Leeds.
The Welshman goes in for the Italian.
He'll be a lot more direct than Willie Nonto and possibly give Ryan Fraser a few more problems.
Be interesting what they can do with Dan James's blinding speed.
Yeah, you mentioned him before. He's somebody to look out for.
Yeah, he's one of those where he's not necessarily the most talented players, but he's so bloody fast that he can just cause so many issues.
Player like O'Donkey. Remember him?
I do not.
He
I know you've
played
about
for
him
Germany.
before.
I think Real Madrid. He played off the bench.
Stevens in control.
Blinding speed back in 2006. A nice option to have. Usually only played 10-15 minutes between the 75th and the 80th, but he was an impact player. Just not a starter.
Gray. Hold off Ruter. This is Gray again.
Gray puts a pass out wide to James. James tries to get it back to him. It deflects. Now he tries to put an aerial pass in there that hooks and is easily dealt with.
Yeah, it's not quite someone there. That's been one of Leeds' issues in this game. They've crossed it quite a few times with no one really there on the end of them.
Uh-oh, did they get caught napping again? Southampton moving in, and a real poor shot.
I don't know, I think the defender did really well to cover the angle there.
You know, if you get past your man, that you've got a one-on-one with the keeper. I don't think it's positive enough for me here, Samadozi, because he's such a quick, skillful
Samuel
player.
Aldozi looked like he...
Oh, much space. What the hell was going on?
Tried to finesse it in, put it in the right corner, and it just goes over the bar.
What are Leeds doing? They're affording that much space at the back there.
Easy way to deal with that too. I just have Melly start blasting it. They're in the driver's seat. 67th minute, soon to be the 68th.
Touch in the opponent box. Can't be right.
He's the furthest forward here now for Leeds is Joel Piru. There's James. Archie Gray.
Gray trying to work it in the center. Pinballs, top of the box. Southampton does control. They give it a clearance. Leeds a recover. And all the way back to the keeper.
I think Southampton centre-back partnership have had a really good game. There's been oftentimes Leeds have tried to, find something in the middle there, and they just cannot find anything. They've not had a single chance, I don't think, trying to get through that middle there. The only time they've had luck is pushing down the wings or the half spaces, because that centre has just been completely unlocked from those two centre-backs for Southampton.
Oh, bad pass from the keeper to Roden. Goes out for a deep throw-in.
So Shea Adams is ready
for Southampton.
Southampton. And he will replace
substitution. Ryan Fraser will check out for Shea Adams.
On this Wembley pitch, both going forward and going backwards. And he's being told to leave by the nearest exit.
Maybe the wheels are falling off a little bit here for Leeds. They're starting to misplace more and more passes. Maybe the nerves are settling in. Maybe a bit of desperation, I suppose, where they're just trying to play it as quick as they can to try and get up there a lot quicker, and they're just, pulling out these mistakes, which, as we saw a minute ago with the Dozy, where, it gave Southampton an amazing chance to play into a lot of space to get through there, so it's worrying for them.
Peters having to stretch. Southampton get the free kick.
Just gets caught by Peru, and again it's naive because it stops the play. Breaks the momentum.
Oh boy.
Be interesting to see what the fresh legs of Southampton's faux Scotsman, Shea Adams, can do in this second half, with more and more space seeming to be opening up back there.
The playoffs have brought so much pain to
So Southampton's putting more offensive players out there, not defensive players?
Yeah, Jay Adams is probably going to go into the striker position, I'd assume, with Adam Armstrong going out wide. Yeah, new attacking player coming on there for Fraser. Or maybe is that? I think Adams is playing up front with Armstrong out on the right.
Well, he went in for Fraser, so he'd be on his left.
Yeah, it looks like I think Martin is like recognising that they might have a good chance to get a second goal here. Their patience is sort of like working where Leeds' pressure is sort of dipping now, and it's starting to open up again for Southampton.
Opportunity for Southampton. Lobbed in. Easily dealt with from the keeper. Lobbed from the box, but really didn't have a lot of options there.
So no, I think he had Che Adams along there in the middle.
Yeah, Adams really had him covered.
I think it was just a poor ball in the end there.
Absolutely right. Russell Martin again applauding his team, Jack Stevens. Their composure, their willingness to back themselves to play out from the back.
Yeah, as I was saying, we're seeing Southampton start to get more chances again, just like the first half where it started off with a lot of early Leeds pressure, and their patience is working out, and yeah, it's just opening up now where Leeds are sort of getting a bit more desperate, but they don't quite have the legs that they had at the start of the half. And now's when it really feels like to me that Southampton are more likely to get a second goal than Leeds are to get one now.
I feel like if it was a second goal coming from Southampton, it would be on a transition or a bad pass, similar to what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, certainly. They're just sitting, holding this pressure, waiting for these moments which Leeds are giving them now. And it'll be perfect for them to pounce on, especially with the speed they've got on the pitch there with Edozie, Che Adams and Armstrong up front.
Somerville comes off for Jaden Anthony in the 74th.
Player of the season withdrawn, and I think that tells you everything about the afternoon he's had.
Daniel Farker, but he hasn't been at his best. And again, similar to the David Brooks situation, if a player's not right, you've got to do what's right for the team. But this is a huge call taking off your star man.
You got Glenn Kamara coming off for Connor Roberts as well.
In the Championship playoff final. But an opportunity for Jaden Anthony. And an opportunity too for Connor Roberts. Roberts, who's slotted into right back, which has released Archie Gray into midfield.
Sky Bet, UK's #1 betting app.
Oh, Bet365.
So do I.
Most people I know use Bet365.
Really?
Or Sky Bet.
Once again, brilliant defending. Strong defending.
Yes, I do contribute to the tax on the poor.
Sloppy again from Leeds.
But I never buy more than one lottery ticket. Not that stupid.
Well, at the moment, Southampton are heading towards
I don't buy one.
Premier League. But you can see the Championship kick off again on the 10th of August.
I usually just go to the wishing well and chuck my money down there.
Premier League.
I think that's an investment.
A week later, will Southampton be a Premier League club again?
August
Last time for
17th.
both of these two. It got worse
Advertising
before it got
and
better.
season.
Leeds went missing for 16 years from the top division.
Their biggest asset, I suppose.
This second half seems a mirror of the first, doesn't it? Leeds starting really well, tempo high. Not necessarily opportunities, but dominating the game. But the longer the half goes on, Southampton look more.
Now what they need to do is they need to fly to the other side of the country after this game. Other side of the world, sorry, so they can play some friendly matches.
Who are defending well anyway.
Yeah, I saw Celtics next match, DC United, you know, on my foot.
Yeah, there's a few teams going to the US this summer.
Well, they always do, but You know, forget the U.S. Open Cup.
Shea Adams the target.
Celtics coming to town. You know.
It's 15 minutes for Leeds United here.
I'm sure they'll bring a big crowd of about 10 people.
Celtic? No, not in the States.
Not even 10. That's
They'll
poor.
draw like you wouldn't believe that game was. I think with that, only teams that outdraw them is like Barcelona, Real Madrid, City, United. That's about it, man. Real popular team. Don't give them enough credit. Uh-oh.
Making the run in behind, he will get to it. He's forced the corner off Stevens, but there is the pace of Dan James.
Do you know what? If they want to turn this around,
Dan James
use it more, because this
grabbing
is
the
what he
corner
brings
kick
to the
with really
table.
his speed and his speed alone.
He's got the pace. I mean, most players, that just rolls out, and Stevens
That's what I'm
is in
talking about with
control.
that blinding speed from him. That he's like creates so much issues for you as a defense just because of his speed.
Go off and take the corner for, excuse me, for Leeds. Here's the delivery, bounces around, and picked off by McCarthy. McCarthy,
Poor
older
man's
gray
Timo
like
Werner.
me. There's another man that goes gray like a man instead of dyeing his hair. Good for him.
It is such a good record.
Alex McCarthy, 34 years old, explains a lot with the gray hair.
Southampton, the player who came on to replace the injured David Brooks.
Must have had a lot of stress in his life.
A bit of cramp.
Stressful job being a keeper.
Really decent record defending set pieces. It's good organisation, but it's defensive desire to get to the ball. Well, they've got 2 or 3 players, big players, who you'd probably rely on to do that. But as a team, they all want to get to the ball first. So yes, you could be
getting
a great
looked at,
position
working out some
team,
kinks and some
when it comes to
cramps, and
free
probably
kicks,
time wasting
you've got to
too.
put your body on the line.
Yeah, probably a bit of that in there. I'd assume Sulemana will come on to replace him if he does come off, unless Martin wants to bring on a defensive player.
I think he feels this is a bit of a tactical injury. He looks really frustrated.
I love the way the
Right.
medics look at these guys. They just stare deeply into their soul. Are you okay, son? Like, man, you took a bullet.
He's worth a lot of money.
They didn't interview
I
him.
suppose.
He interviewed them.
It's like a few million down the drain if he's injured. Imagine it like that. Like you've got a £1 million piece of china that you drop on the floor and you're fucking shitting yourself that it's not cracked.
Parag Marate, the Leeds chair, watching on.
Closing in on the 80th minute. 10 and some change to go. Oh, Leeds got an opportunity. I think that's a foul on Southampton from Adams. And it certainly is.
Ref agrees.
Shea Adams with the yellow. And probably a foul he needed to take after getting dislodged.
Yeah, that's a really bad place to lose the ball there.
Yeah.
Probably are better off just taking the free kick instead of letting them have it there. They've not looked too hot from their free kicks today, Leeds.
No, I haven't. They haven't impressed at all. I'm a little more scared of small ball than I am anybody on Leeds in the free kicks. But that will guarantee a goal right here. You heard it first.
Commentator's curse.
Here it is, curse. And it goes wide. Leeds still sucks. Free kicks. Far wide.
That delivery, and they haven't really had enough of that from corners and set pieces.
Shea Adams.
Leeds don't really attack it. Again, it's a Southampton head. Defensive desire to
Scotland.
get to the ball, but where are the white shirts? That's a great ball in.
Oh, wait a minute. It looks like
trying to get on the end of it.
a Bulgarian. Garloff will take the free corner kick. I didn't see any contact. Here it goes. Inch winger. Popped up high. Garloff pops out to him on the right side. He tries to get it to the top of the box to James. And a real poor pass directly into the defense of Southampton. But Leeds is able to harass them. They're fighting for it in the corner. And I think they took a foul. Ref doesn't call it. Should have went Southampton's way. Got a leg in there. And that's got to go their way. No!
He was fouled. Southampton get the free kick.
I'd say that's definitely a foul there from
thought-
Roberts. He's just pushed him down.
Yeah, he pushed him straight down. Southampton will recover.
Pass into the box. It's got to hit its target, because if you don't get it right, all the pressure's relieved.
This game was great last year, and it's just as good this year, it seems. Luton being the winners of promotion. I can't even remember who they played, though.
Southampton's anthem rings around this place again.
Who did Luton play last year?
Referee will have to bring play to a halt here.
Leeds player down. You know, he's not faking it.
Is down after being
A little more than 10 and change to go. 82nd
Really
minute.
can't.
To check that Ampadu is okay.
Coventry City.
Being readied by Leeds United.
Commentary, what?
Luton played Coventry in the final.
Coventry, that was a great game.
The referee just inquiring as to whether Ethan Ampadu feels that he needs a bit of treatment from the medical staff, because of course if he does, he'll have to leave the field.
Was that Ampadu down? Looks like it.
Ryan Manning being prepared by Southampton. We're hearing for Leeds, it'll be Junior Firpo who will make way shortly for the arrival of Matteo Joseph, who has a couple of big goals
I got a
in London on his
notification
CV
for Galatasaray
in
playing.
the FA Cup tie against Chelsea. Well, they're standing shoulder to shoulder with their players who play for them in the hope they can rescue this. There's the Southampton change. Ryan Manning will replace Samadozi, who came on in the first half as a replacement for David Brooks.
Samuel Duzzi will exit, and he was a sub to come on.
Confirmation of the Leeds change.
One of the worst things in the world is being a sub and then getting subbed off. He'll be replaced by Ryan Manning.
Who has been leading the line. Junior Firpo withdrawal.
Yes, so that's a defensive change there for Southampton.
Yeah, Firpo will step off for Matteo Joseph.
Be interesting to see what formation Southampton go into there. The added midfielder coming, no, added defender, sorry, coming on there for Idozi.
The Spaniard.
In the hope that he will be the rescue act here.
It's starting to feel like, can Southampton withstand the attack? And so far they are. Giving Leeds very few options to create. A real credit to their defense. Oh, Leeds with a box shot. What? Hit the top of the bar.
That would have been an unreal goal if that went in. That was really well done there from Dan James, and didn't see who it was in the box there who chested it to him.
No real chance for McCarthy. Hits the top of the bar and may have actually hit the line itself after. Bang, bang, no. Barn pops out.
Just really positive play, little give and go. McCarthy nowhere near it. You just
Nope.
wonder, is it going to be?
That was a really good opportunity. That would have been a fantastic goal. Really unlucky to hit the crossbar there.
Finest of margins in the biggest of games. And City holds its collective head.
It felt like that was it.
There's Smallbone.
Smallbone working an attack from the right side, tries to pitch it in, kicked away. Leeds still maintains the attack. Attempted pass to Smallbone, broken up by Leeds. And it looks like one of their Leeds players fouled from behind. Draws the yellow. Flynn Downs draws that yellow, number 4 for Southampton.
He recognises it's very much worth taking a yellow card in that situation.
All famous faces of Southampton's past, winners here in Southampton shirts at Wembley. Adam Lallana watching on. Out at the 2010.
They didn't highlight Letitia next to him.
Winning team.
I wonder
Long,
why.
long ball.
One small bone as a
Is that
10-year-old
what
was
it's
in the
come
crowd
to?
that day, a nervous 10-year-old. So goodness knows what he feels like today in the playoff final.
Southampton deals
There's Joel
with it.
Kieran.
Leeds building an attack in the dead center of the field. Will they take a shot? Shot high on the mark.
Another chance comes and it goes.
Yeah, it's a
You can
poor
feel the
decision because he had
desperation
Dan James
from the Leeds
outside.
players here.
If you're going to shoot from there, you at least have to hit the target.
Definitely taking more
The
chances with the
goalkeeper.
ball now.
Yeah, the link play is better though. You got Mateo Joseph. He could be the focal point then. Piru Ruter can play as kind of dual number 10.
I don't know,
wanna
the way
see a
the
late goal
Southampton
for the
midfield
excitement.
and center backs played defensively is really,
Just under 80.
you know, other than the shot on that hit the crossbar, it's really forced them to take shots outside the box like that. I think they've been
Yeah,
that good.
Southampton have done a fantastic job to shut down Leeds today. You know, you look at I spoke about their attacking talent at the start of the game. You know, Somerville's been phenomenal this season. Nonto has been great. Rutter's got so many assists, and yeah, none of them have really shown up today. They've been completely kept quiet by that Southampton defence, so they'll definitely deserve this if they can pull off this 1-0 or maybe even get 2-0. It's not easy to shut down Leeds' attack, and they've done exactly that today.
No, they have.
There's a clash of heads, and the referee will have to bring play to a halt here.
He's got no choice, the referee.
Both the Leeds
So we've got a
Southampton
clash of
players
heads.
down.
Brave, they
Looks
both
like it's James.
desperately want to win the challenge, but it does lead. to a
He
really
gets it
nasty
10
clash
to
of
2.
heads.
Daniel James.
Well, he told his
Oh,
players
Russell
this
Martin
week,
shouting
he
orders.
showed them the statistics that when they have a full week, a little bit longer this time to prepare for a game, then they've not lost those games, apart from right at the start of the season when they were destroyed by Sunderland just after the transfer window shut and everything else that went on with Southampton at the time. When they've had a full week to prepare,
Why is Leeds wearing their
taking care of
construction
business, and that's
man
why he
outfit? It
believes,
was like a tribute to
without being
Thomas
arrogant,
Crew.
that if he gets to the Premier
With
League,
their police tape.
he hopes he can flourish as a Premier League manager where the schedule isn't as intense.
I'm not sure why Southampton are wearing their third today, actually.
Dragan Sholak watching
Maybe
on
sales
the
were
lead
low.
investor. Southampton have had owners who've invested over £200 million into the club. There is the financial pressure for both Southampton and
And I feel like they could have played their home kit.
of course, and that is what pressure
I know
does.
there's white on there, but it's mostly
Red,
red.
red,
A team that doesn't
yeah.
get
You
to
want
no
dark.
one's
You
gonna
want
struggle
dark
to see the
display
difference.
leaving this summer.
in most cases.
It will be really sad for them
Suppose.
as football clubs, but
But then their away kit's yellow and blue, which is an easy difference with white.
Yeah.
In terms
Yeah.
of Leeds, if they don't turn this around, Crescencio Somerville, Jorginho Ruter, there'll be two who will be wanted elsewhere. Archie Gray will be wanted elsewhere, but whether he'll be leaving his beloved Leeds at the age he is right now is another matter. For Southampton, there was talk of they don't go up of losing the likes of Kyle Walker-Peters, who many thought
Wonder
would
if
be
either
last
of these will
summer,
come
to
off.
this day to right the wrongs of what happened last season.
Because obviously with the concussion protocol, they'll have to come off if that's the
This
case.
the moment that has won the playoffs.
It's always a risk when there's a clash of
Most of the
heads.
season, hasn't he, with his finishing and his creation. But it's absolutely ruthless from Adam Armstrong.
Have you heard about the new rule in MLS that is making Messi and Suarez crazy?
About what?
If you go down and get tended to and there's no foul against you, you have to stand on the sidelines for 2 minutes. Messi was the first victim of it, of course. I like the rule, and I don't care what Messi thinks personally. So if you're rolling around the ground, they run out and tend to you, you got to be tended to off the field. 2 minute minimum. Now, if you're fouled, that's scrapped. And if you get up, you can play. But if there's no foul call in play, you get tended to. You can stand, you can sit, you can get looked at for at least 2 minutes. I like the rule. I'm hearing a lot of the
I don't know.
sort of
I don't
soccer.
know if I like that.
I do. I'm just sick of guys wasting. It really crushes time wasting.
much less selfish.
Not necessarily. All right, but what happens if you get injured? There's a clash between the two of you. All right, it's not a foul because maybe he's cleanly got past you, but he has still clipped your leg or taken the ball well, but still clipped you so that
I think
you've
the idea is if
been
you're hurt
injured.
enough to get looked at, you know, if you're gonna stay down like that, 9 minutes added, by the way. If you're gonna stay down like that and you can't continue, then you need to get looked at. Something I suggested 20 years ago.
Right, but but if it's a foul, it's right. You don't get let off with that. Well, you get away with it if you're fouled and you get injured. But if you're not fouled, but you still get injured,
then you can get on next whistle as soon as you can stand up. I mean, if you're fouled hard enough and you're injured, you're coming off anyway. But if there's no
not
foul,
fouled, but it's a clash that ends up in you getting injured, you're now getting punished because you got injured in a challenge, even if it wasn't necessarily a foul.
Oh man, I have to go over the rule again. That's kind of the surface level, the way I understand it.
I just don't like it for that aspect. But like if you go in for like a challenge, they win the ball cleanly, but there's still contact, which has ended up in you getting hurt. You're now getting punished for that.
Might need to be tweaked, but I like the concept. Leeds moving in real low, gets it out in the center and cleared away by Southampton. Leeds does maintain possession and try to work it in the corner. Gets away from James, I think. Adams brings up the ball. They're over the midfield line now. Lots of pressure. And Southampton controls in some minutes that Leeds really needs.
I agree with the idea of cutting down on the time wasting though with injuries, like pretending to be more.
I gotta take a second look at the rule. The way I might not understand it correctly or be explaining it correctly, but I do agree with it in principle. So we might be on the same page.
The idea. Like
Messi's openly
it does
complained about
speed it up.
I think you should make an effort to walk it off. If you can't walk it off, get off the damn field. And don't ruin it for everybody else, especially the fans.
Because wasting time like that does come under the dark arts of football. I know that's the same.
I am not a fan of the dark arts of football. And I'm really not a fan of using that in any kind of unironic statement. It's the dark arts. I mean, like they say that, and this is the dark art. Like I'm supposed to be impressed. You know what the dark arts of hockey is? A fist fight. That's manly. You know?
Someone used it at work the other day. I had to hold in laughter because all I could think was you bitching about them saying the dark arts.
Well, imagine me being there and telling that guy to shut up. He's watching too much MLS.
To be fair, he does talk some bollocks at work.
Leeds is inside the box now. Shot on goal. Goes wide. Pushed away by Melier. Leeds recovers. Low in the box. They got an opportunity. The line is about as high as it can get. Attempted flick in. And goes out for a Southampton throw-in.
Big save there from McCarthy. Keeping the lead. It was a good effort from
McCarthy,
Leeds.
not Melier. Yeah.
Dan James again. He's really been an issue after coming on.
I don't know what that was.
Dan James, I think, has been Leeds' best player going forward, and he only came on like 70 minutes in.
95th minute, only +5 or +9. Less than 4 to go. And we will find out who's going to the Prem. Unless Leeds can tie this up, and we'll see some extra time.
Being involved in a squad, let alone a starting 11, to step in and be as effective as he's been is testament again how he switched on and said, right, you give me an opportunity, I've got a job to do.
It wouldn't shock me if Leeds scored here. It wouldn't be overly surprised. Just because of the kind of pressure.
They are throwing everything forward,
It just feels like, will the wall maintain all its bricks?
I think so. I think Southampton see this out. Maybe even steal a second. I don't think Leeds will do it, personally.
Southampton's McCarthy hanging on to the ball, probably looking to definitely could probably draw a yellow here. Going to be worth it. More dark arts. He kicks it far away. Leeds trouble within their own end, and Southampton gets it. Throw in Leeds' end with more opportunity to take time off the clock, and they are taking their time. The whistle blows. Long throw in and foul called on Leeds just to the right of their own box. What do you do here? Do you take the shot, or you just short pass and kind of try to make more, more time take away if you're Southampton?
Yeah, I would have not many players in that box. I'd have a half the team outside of it.
Small bone will take the kick. They're not going to even attempt anything.
Yeah, I would have done
drag
this.
it out even more.
Make sure your team stays back, pass it to someone, try and waste some time.
Southampton does lose possession. It'll go to a goal kick. Melier picks it up right now.
Well, Leeds United.
And they'll go for the long one. Leeds fans starting to realize the gravity of this situation. 98th minute. Headed away by Southampton. Deep throw in for Leeds. Could be an opportunity here. Anything happens in these games, and sometimes, well, more often than not does. Leeds elects for the long throw. Leeds player backed up all the way to the advertisement, punched away by McCarthy. Well done. Leeds moves in the corner, deflects off a defender, and Southampton recovers, and they elect to pass, killing more time. It's looking more and more like this is Southampton's day. Southampton in control. They get it back and elected to dump the ball. Gray with the throw in deep in Leeds' end. Whistle blown. And the throw-in will go to Melier. I imagine with coming up on the 99th, he'll go elects for a long kick. Headed away by Southampton. Now an opportunity for Leeds. Gets it in the center of the box. And a foul called on Leeds while they were deep in Southampton's box. This might be it.
He's going to be under pressure. We're talking about the final 2 minutes of the game. Okay, it's awkward. It does.
Oh, they're going to call that a handball.
Yeah, that's what he's called.
I don't think so.
Looked like the right side of his chest there.
Yeah, shoulder.
Well, they are starting to sing with a bit more confidence now. A bit more volume, but not at that end. They've seen this before.
We very much could see a whistle after this kick from McCarthy. Will they Leeds collect themselves quickly enough to put an attack in? They do control. Long ball goes in. They didn't take any chances.
There goes James.
Does look like they'll be allowed one last attack. They move it in. They try to cross it. And like the rest of the game, Southampton clears. He can't be headed back in this position. Melier has the ball. They bring it up to the lead center backs. They do another long ball, but it's going to be intercepted by Southampton again. And they let it roll out for a Southampton throw-in. And I can't imagine the ref will allow much more time after this throw-in if we don't get an instant whistle. And I think that might be the case. This is over, folks. Southampton taking the time with their
Another
throwing.
day at Wembley ruined, another playoff campaign which has left them shattered.
You ask yourself, don't you, have they delivered the best that they can? Leeds
Southampton
United?
will
And the
go
answer is
long,
no.
down the line with it.
Fortunately for them, on the
Ability to
Yeah.
waste the most
stage when
time.
they needed it most.
Give away to Leeds, kicked up in the air, pinball, headed away by another Southampton player. And a giveaway
Gets the free
that
kick.
turns into a free kick for Leeds
Final
in their
chance,
own
but it has
end.
to happen
And
now
oh,
for Leeds United.
the free kick. Who is that? He walks.
Final whistle's gone, it hasn't. Adam, get your
Armstrong took
Arabo
his shot.
walks in front of the
and
free kick.
celebrating.
He gets a yellow card for interference. Pretends that he'd been injured. The Nigerian.
Did you see Armstrong take his shirt off and start celebrating when the
Did he?
he
didn't
thought it was
see
the
that,
final
no.
whistle?
This has to be the
He started
final
to swing
kick.
his shirt around.
Melier for Leeds goes real deep. They're going to let him play it out. But that's it.
There you go.
Southampton will be in the Prem.
A well-deserved promotion there from Southampton. They've done it. They've done really well today. Really well. And Leeds continue the tradition of bottling the playoffs.
Southampton is there for the biggest money game. I can't say I'm too shocked. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
I'm
really,
not shocked either.
I didn't. You know, look, my glance at the stats didn't give me the impression it gave the bookies. I'll tell you that.
I mean, yeah, third time wasn't the charm for Leeds. That's 3 on the trot again for Southampton for the win. But I think we spoke about it in our pod the other day when we spoke a bit about this game. You know, Leeds, they've got that bottle in them. They bottled the automatic promotion already. Their past in the playoffs has always been losing the playoffs. They'd never go up through the playoffs. And so, yeah, going into this, the question was always there that, you know, will Leeds bottle it yet again despite being the favourites? And they certainly did, I would say. Like, players, there's some of their best players this season in like Somerville, Nyonto, Rutter. They haven't shown up today. They've not been nearly good enough, while Southampton have completely shut them down and played fantastic themselves.
If I had to defend
win.
Leeds, I really think they got outplayed both in the defensive midfield and the back. I don't know what else they could have done. It wasn't like, yeah, they bottled it, but it wasn't like the effort was. It wasn't like they were, you know, they're playing safe or not taking any chances. They took plenty. And,
I mean, yeah, the effort was there, but I don't think the performance was. You know, people like Somerville, they just weren't.
Didn't hear them.
Where he'd normally, you know, find ways to get into the box by beating defenders, you never saw how many runs were we like, oh wow, that's a really good move by Somerville. You know, I don't think it happened once. You know, whereas all season that's what he's been doing. And yeah, so that's why I say in a way they bottled it, because their best players weren't doing what they've been doing all season, as well as Southampton themselves playing fantastic. And that man there, Adam Armstrong, really took his chance when he got it. It was a nice finish there. And yeah, Southampton did seem to just be a lot more comfortable in this. They gave the ball away a lot less. We saw Leeds time and time again keep, you know, with these stray passes, like losing it silly when they really didn't need to.
It definitely seemed like there was more speed, more quality, as Brits like to say, on the Leeds team. But I just feel like Southampton was the better coach team. And I never, even though they were kind of on the back foot playing defense much of the game, I never felt like they were in danger outside the shot they gave up to hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
And really, this game does come down to a crossbar.
Yeah, but, you know, that bounce is just over the line instead of where it did. You know, we could be talking about something very different here, but other than that, like...
And I think that's why I'm not being so hard on Leeds, because it did come that close. You know, Southampton did allow them to make those attempts,
It did, but that was like one chance we're talking about here. It's not like multiple chances where Leeds got unlucky. We're talking about one chance. They created one chance which could have ended in a goal and done it for them. I felt like it would have been a bit unfair on Southampton's performance at the back if that did go in and this ended up going extra time or ended with the Leeds win, because I think they didn't really put a foot wrong at the back, whereas Leeds, time and time again, kept giving the ball away, and they kept leaving so much space at the back where their defenders were sort of disjointed. You saw it with the goal there, where Rodon's standing back a bit whilst Ampadu's pushed up. You know, Ampadu's like trying to play him offside whilst Rodon's staying a bit further back to, you know, in anticipation of him trying to make a run through. So, you know, they didn't seem to be on the same page there, whereas you would not have seen that from Southampton's back two today. You know, they were really in sync. They did exactly what they needed to. Whereas Leeds just, you know, that defensive line didn't feel nearly as strong as Southampton's today.
No. Felt like they were trying to I mean, I just feel like they're trying to penetrate a well put together brick wall.
Yeah, Southampton certainly did feel a bit impenetrable for a lot of that.
What is those welts?
Like we said, that back two did fantastic. They got nothing through that middle there. They kept trying to play it into Rutter in the middle to try and find a way through the middle, and it was not happening. Even the one chance that Dan James almost goal.
Armstrong's back.
Right?
Perfectly circular welts all over his back. It was very strange.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit emotional at the moment. Just unbelievable. I'm so proud to be captain of this club.
All right.
Just so proud of
Let
the
me
boys
wrap
today.
it.
They've been unbelievable.
Unless you got anything else to say.
Probably didn't play our best game today.
Nothing that I've not already said, I don't think.
Besides, there are a few people who've doubted us over the years, over this season, sorry.
Congratulations, Southampton. And commiserations to Leeds, who are in for a very scary summer now.
I agree. I think that's one of the things that Americans don't appreciate. Like this can screw up the economy of your town. You know, I mean, I know for my team, you know, they're desperate for that, you know, Deutsche Pokal money. They need it to survive. And Leeds, considering spending $100 million, certainly means they need more than a parachute payment. You can lose your institution if you spend one. And if you don't have the funds to begin with, like a Liverpool or a Man City or United, you find yourself liquidated.
Big old pup. Not sure how the captain's going to lift that.
That's football. Gem the brakes. I hope you enjoyed our watch along. We always like doing it. I'm going to be going into the Glory Hunters Discord right now. I'm going to wrap a few of you guys. Thanks so much for being a part of it. Hope you're enjoying the content we're putting out. Shout out to Over the Bar for all the content they're giving us. We'll see you really, really soon. Take care, everyone, and have a great day. Leeds bottles for sale. Bottles for sale? Would you like a bottle? You can't recycle this one.
Yeah.
But
good.
Bye.